Apparently there's no such thing as a perfect bike. Although, when I purchased my Orbea Gain D20, I thought I'd come fairly close. However, even before I bought it, I knew that there would be some adjustments that I would want to make. My first issue was around the geometry of the bike. Now I'm about 6 feet tall, just under, although I like to exaggerate. I wanted the reach of a medium bike, but the stack of the extra large. So I went for the large, which would seem a good compromise. So because I had the large, it meant that the reach would be slightly longer than I would want. So my intention is to change the handlebar stem for a slightly shorter one. The second issue is that I wanted the handlebars to be higher so that my neck wasn't so articulated. You can see the original handlebars in this clip. I decided to get a set of riser handlebars. These raise the handhold position on the bars by about 30 millimeters, which was just about what I wanted. These are so-called aero bars. If you look in the top right, you'll see a video that relates to that. The other thing I've done with these handlebars is that I've reduced the width of the handlebars that I've bought. In a future video, I'll report on how I get on with these narrow handlebars. A second issue I had with the stock bike was with the seat pin. This is a picture of the originals, and it's a fairly good quality aluminium alloy seat pin. However, it's in line and therefore the saddle isn't set back quite as far as I would like. So I went out and bought a replacement, and that's the one that you can see here. Another issue with this seat pin is with the integrated light. The original had the light up near the top, so if I wanted to put a seat pack under there, it would obscure the light. So now I've moved the light further on down the seat post. Moving down the bike, the chain was coated in a rather sticky grease. So I stripped that grease off of the outside, but left the grease on the inside. I then coated the outside with wax. Why I did that you can see in a video that's linked up here. The bike came supplied with this 11 to 32 tooth Shimano cassette. As you can see, I've taken it off the bike. So I've replaced this with a 13 to 28 tooth cassette, which gives me a range of gears that's more appropriate to my riding style and the terrain where I live. Another issue that I've had with hydraulic disc brakes is that I've found them rather too powerful. So I wanted to change the rear disc from a 160mm to a 140mm disc. I found that if I put a smaller disc on there, the caliper would foul on the motor housing, so I couldn't put a smaller disc on. Having said that, having used the bike, I find them actually quite controllable, even though they're very powerful. When I bought this bike, it was fitted with this Shimano Ultegra chainset. It's a very good chainset. However, a number of reports have come back of failures of these, and those failures seem to be due to corrosion. Because I'm going to ride this bike in the winter, I decided to take this off and replace it with another chainset. The second reason is that I had this AliExpress chainset that I wanted to try out. I'll do a full review of this chainset in the future. Because I'm going to be riding this bike in the winter, I'd like to have mudguards. I knew when I bought it that it didn't have any mounting points for mudguards or any other type of pack mounts. I made that compromise because I knew I was going to buy and fit these. These are Crud Mark III Road Racer mudguards. In the future I'll do a 5-minute review on these mudguards and let you know what I think about them. When I first ordered my Orbea Gain, I thought it's going to be a pretty good bike, and so it turned out. However, making those modifications, and the modifications that have made the most difference to me, are fitting those riser handlebars and the mudguards. So now I've gone from a pretty good bike to a, well, almost perfect bike. Remember, there's no such thing as a perfect bike. From me, for now, it's goodbye.